now I want to show you how to run the fixed asset reconciliation. So I've left certain things as unposted in my fixed asset register just to demonstrate this. So when you are in your reports, there is a report called fixed asset reconciliation. And what this does is that it compares your asset register to your trial balance, right? So the first thing I did is obviously I have to choose my date range. And for this purpose, I'm not going to be adding any additional columns in. I'm using the columns that is here in Xero. So if we look at this, you can see that it's taking my two asset categories, which is computer equipment and motor vehicles. And it's then saying, okay, what do I have on my balance sheet under cost and accumulated depreciation, and what do I have on my asset register? So you can see here that for computer equipment, I've got a difference of 8,500 Rand on the cost. I've got no difference on my accumulated depreciation, so my net book value is off by 8.5. My motor vehicles are reconciling exactly. So this is my difference. Now, this is a nice tool or a nice report to run before you're finalizing your trial balance because it tells you whether or not you have an issue. So if I now look at this, right, I've got a difference of 8,500. So I'm going to go back to my fixed assets. I'm going to go fixed assets. And in here, so in my scenario, it's going to be very easy for me to identify exactly which asset I'm off by because I've got an asset under draft for 8,500 Rand that has not been added. It hasn't been registered, right? So in my case, I'm going to go in and I am going to just review this so you can see it's my date is there, my purchase price, my asset type is computer equipment, and I am going to put my depreciation start date from the 24th of March, 24th March 2025. And then straight line, actual days, everything else is pulling from my asset when I created it. So now I'm going to click on register. And you can see now that there's this laptop of 8,500 and there's my net book value. So my depreciation has automatically updated. So if I now go back to my asset reconciliation and I click on update, you'll see that now this now reconciles completely. So this is an excellent tool to utilize when you're finalizing because often what happens is that sometimes there may have been an addition which has not been pulled through onto the asset register and you're not aware of it until you're doing financial statements. So again, so simple to run this reconciliation and it'll tell you exactly what your issues are.